everyone has the right to live a life without violence, the Women's Resource Center to End Domestic Violence strives to make sure Metro Atlanta women can claim that right for themselves. People to People producer Myrna Moore introduces us to one local woman who shares her journey toward safety and self-discovery.
It's easy to say, love yourself, lock the door, and simply talk to yourself. I love you. Look yourself in the eye and say, I love you.
It's strong and straightforward advice from a woman who understands the power of words.
Well, again, I'm talking to Anna Stevens of EQ for Success, Emotional Intelligence Coaching and Training here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Did you ever think that you would be telling your story on radio to people all over the world? I mean, that's what you were doing today.
What I truly want, no, that would never come across my mind because I couldn't speak the language.
Anna Stevens was born in Russia. She migrated to Georgia with her American husband in 2008.
I graduated from my business school, from my law school in 2008. In 2008, I immediately sold my property in Russia and I moved to America to live my happily ever after with my charming prince. But unfortunately, he became a prince of darkness. He started a fight with me, and it ended up that I ran in my pajamas barefoot in his car, and on the highway, he was covering my face with his hands as I'm driving his car. On the other side of the highway, he's pushing gas on top of my foot with his foot, and that's how we're driving.
Domestic violence comes in so many different forms, from verbal abuse to financial abuse to sexual abuse to physical abuse. And what we really try to get the community to understand is, like, if you're just looking for the black eye, then you're going to miss it. Because domestic violence happens in a variety of ways. Every woman that walks through this door has a different story. So the first thing that we do is learn the story.
When I came here, I had a huge box of documents with me, and I really didn't know what to do with them. In fact, I couldn't even speak any English, and that was back in 2009, in May. So I got here to Women's Resource Center, and there were about 10 women besides me, and I have a friend of mine with me who was translating for me. So I signed here on this list, and the secret is that you have to get online before everybody else, because the resources here that Legal Clinic offers are limited for about 10 women. So then I proceeded here, and I was waiting in the waiting room for my life to start all over again. When I got there in May 2009, I couldn't speak a word in English.
I was going to ask, so it was 2009. Mm-hmm. How long were you in this situation, would you say?
Well, I lived in a shelter. I didn't live in there.
Well, in your abusive situation first?
For 8 months.
Okay, and then you went and found the Women's Resource Center. Mm-hmm. Thank you very much for taking her in and taking great care of her.
Today, Anna is telling her story to the world as a guest on this internet radio talk show. She also remarried and has a new family.
So now I provide driving services for women, because this was the most essential service I've received from people who wanted to support me. And now when they call me, I take women to where they need to go.
And we know lots of women like Anna who have overcome and picking up pieces and moved on and continue to do some wonderful things with their lives. I think what that says is that you never know who is a battered woman, because people have sometimes a perception that battered women are sort of downtrodden, that they're poor, that they're uneducated, that they're unmotivated, that they have low self-esteem, and that is not the case. You just never know.
Much has been done to help women like Anna get away from their abusers. But those fighting domestic violence insist that's just half of the solution.
We haven't done a really good job of holding men who batter responsible. And so that's a really big piece of this puzzle that we're going to have to address, because women don't want to leave their homes. They don't want to leave their families, their neighborhoods. They don't want to pull their children out of schools. And I think when men who do I think when men who batter women get a different message, just as I'm asking for women to get a different message, I think when men get a different message about we're not going to tolerate it and we're not going to let you continue to do this, then we're going to see some real changes in domestic violence.
We want to thank Anna Stevens for sharing her story, and congratulations, Anna, on your accomplishments. Now, in the story, you saw Anna and the other survivors stuffing and sealing envelopes. They were preparing to send out invitations to the Women's Resource Center annual luncheon and silent auction entitled Champions for Change. Champions for Change is Tuesday, May 22nd at the Georgia Aquarium. Cox Enterprises, our parent company, will be presented with the Champion for Change Award. You can visit our website for more information.